Hi. I have just had the most amazing Indian head massage. I suffer with a lot of jaw issues in regards to like clamping my jaw shut. And having an Indian head massage was just perfect. It really helped kind of release all the tension that I store in the back of my neck and across my shoulders, and then also in my jaw, and it was just beautiful. Anyway, I am going to continue that sense of easefulness with this practice, and it's all about working through the shoulder joint across the chest to help you feel open and receptive, and just really counteract those effects of driving or sitting at your laptop or at a desk for long periods of time. So, yeah, let's get started. So, coming to lie on your back, when you get onto your back, just make sure that you've got lots of space around you in order to take your arms in a big circle wherever they're going to go. I'm going to move myself down slightly. So just make sure you've got loads of space around you so that you can create circles with your arms. And then have the feet flat on the floor, knees up to the sky. And as you settle in here, can you close down the eyes or soften your gaze? Allow there to be a softening through the belly. And then just snuggle your shoulders underneath your chest a little. So your shoulder blades get closer together to create an opening through the chest. And then bring your awareness to your breath. Sending your breath into the front, back, and side of your rib cage. Maybe what you find is that when you breathe in this way, you have to pull the breath slightly further down into the body. So it's moving away from chest breathing, which is quite shallow, then moving deeper into the body so that you can fill the lungs and feel the expansion and softening through the rib cage. So expanding as you inhale, softening as you exhale. Notice here if you are holding tension in your jaw, gently releasing and relaxing that by giving it a little wiggle. And then reaching your right arm up to the sky or to the ceiling. And you start to pull your fingertips towards the ceiling here. And as you do that, notice how the shoulder blade lifts away from the ground. And then squeeze your shoulder blade back down in order to pull it towards the floor. And then you pull fingertips away, lifting that shoulder blade. Start to notice how it feels in your body. And then you squeeze back down. You lift, squeeze, lift, and squeeze. Keep going here. And then see if you can create a circle with the shoulder blade. So it moves forwards, up, back, down on the ground. Nice. Next time you come to the point where your fingertips are reaching towards the ceiling, shoulder blade is lifting off of the ground, can you then reach your left arm long to the side in that T shape? And the right arm is going to reach up and over towards probably your left elbow, left forearm, trying to just pull that shoulder blade a little bit further away from the floor. You might turn the head to look towards your left fingertips. And then we gently pull the arm all the way back up, keeping that shoulder blade lifted away from the ground. And you squeeze it back down. And then releasing that right arm. Left arm reaches up. And you start with those shoulder blade lifts and then squeeze. So the shoulder blade on the left side lifts away. You reach fingertips towards the ceiling. And then you squeeze the shoulder blade back down. Lift. And rather than thinking about the shoulder blade squeezing down to the floor, can you imagine that it's squeezing towards your spine? And then see if you can create circles here. So not only does the shoulder blade lift away from the ground, it squeezes up, back to the floor, and then down. Next time the shoulder blade lifts and the fingers reach towards the ceiling, keep it there. Right arm reaches long in that T shape, and you reach that left arm all the way across, trying to pull that shoulder blade a little bit more off the ground. Maybe left hand releasing onto right elbow, right forearm. Maybe you can feel a little bit of a stretch, a gentle opening from the inside of the left shoulder blade. You're just unsticking your shoulder blades here. They can get really sticky and stuck. So we're giving them a little bit of TLC and then gently pulling the arm back up, keeping the shoulder blade lifted as you keep reaching fingertips up. And you squeeze shoulder blade back down and left arm releases. From here, you're going to turn over onto your left side so that your arms are stacked on top of each other. So your left arm will reach out in front of you, right arm is on top, and then if you want something under your head, feel free to grab that, otherwise it can rest on the ground. Knees stay bent. Allow heels, hips and shoulders to be in line, and then start to make big circles with that top arm. So your right arm starts to create a big circle, and what will happen is as you reach the arm back behind you, it opens your chest all the way up and your torso comes into a twist. And then you take the circle all the way down across your hip and you come back into that original position, stacking shoulders on top of each other, hands, arms on top of each other. Go again, reach that right arm all the way up over your head. Try and keep fingers on the ground, just gently caressing the ground for as long as possible as you open the torso up into that twist. What you might find is that there's an opening, stretch across the chest into the armpit on the right side, and you allow the circle to continue. One more in this direction. And then change the direction here. As we go in the opposite direction, can you really start to notice how it's feeling through the shoulder, through the body, through the chest? Keep your breath slow and steady. One more like this. And then reach the right arm all the way up to the sky, and you're opening up the chest and the torso here. As you do so, you might want to rearrange the hips slightly so you can create a twist so that the shoulder blades can ground down. And then we're bending the elbows, allowing the hand to come behind the head. And elbows stay wide here, grounding down towards the floor. You've got the option of keeping your top leg bent, or you may stretch it out in front of you. So towards the left, reaching long. Keeping that right elbow super heavy. Breathing steady and soft here. From this position, you're going to bring your leg back in, so bending at the knee again if it was straight, and then allowing the right elbow to come over towards your left elbow. From here, you're going to place the right hand on the ground, just underneath where the left elbow is resting. Push through your right hand to lift the torso off the ground, and then left hand comes to the floor, and the torso twists towards the left. Your left hip and thigh stay on the ground. So you're creating a twist, and maybe you are feeling like a mermaid sitting on a rock here. This is what I like to think about when I'm in this position. Then you're going to allow yourself to come back down to the ground. So the left arm comes underneath right in order to bring the shoulder down, head down, and then you open back up into that twist. And then you close off again. Right arm over the top of left in order to pull the left arm out from underneath and twist. Slowly bringing yourself back down and open up. Last one, we create that rotation through the torso. Maybe looking over left shoulder now. Taking a breath. And slowly unraveling to come back down onto the ground. When you get there, can you bring both knees up to the top? Bring knees into your chest, giving yourself a good hug. Pulling forehead up towards the knees, if that feels comfortable, with rounding through the spine here. Nice hug. And then gently releasing back down, feet coming to the floor. And you're going to roll yourself over onto your right side. I'm going to move myself. So once you're resting on the right side, bring your right arm out in front of you so it's long on the floor. Left arm is on top, head is down. Maybe on a cushion if that feels more comfortable and supported. Shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked, ankles are stacked. And we start with the circles of the top arm. So the fingertips trace the ground for as long as possible as you reach the arm up over your head. And then open the arm up into that T shape. Allow the top shoulder to fall towards the floor. And then you continue with that circle, keeping the arm on the ground if you've got the space. And then circling the arm over the top of your hip and thigh to come back to meet your right arm. Same again, same direction. Seeing whether you can allow your attention to really settle in your body, being aware of the sensations you can feel. Maybe spending a moment in that opening. One more in that direction. And then we go the other way. Down and across the hip first, then opening up and going over the head to close off. And it's really important to have lots of space around you, otherwise the arm may get a little stuck. Last one. Once the left arm settles back on top of right, can you reach it all the way up to the sky in order to open yourself up into that T shape? Now you're going to maybe move your hips slightly to the right if that feels more comfortable for you. And allow your shoulders, both shoulders, to drop towards the floor and ground down. From here, can you bend the elbows, hands come behind your head. Elbows grow heavy here. And then you've got the option of keeping the top leg, so your left leg, bent, or you can bend it so that the leg kicks out over to the right. Breathing slow, steady. Left elbow, arm is heavy. Gently releasing the leg, pulling left elbow all the way over the top to meet right, rolling back onto your side. From there, we're going to take the left hand underneath your right elbow and push into the left hand to lift the head, the shoulder, the torso. Right hand comes down to the ground and you twist. So imagine that you're in that all fours position with your hand position. So left and right hand are next to each other. They're about shoulder distance apart. And then you push into the hands to twist the torso. You bring the right arm underneath left in order to bring the shoulder back down. And then you open back up into the twist. Again, that left arm reaches across, push into the hand to lift you up and twist. Slowly unraveling back down to the floor, opening back up. One more like this. Stay in the rotation for a little longer, maybe looking over that right shoulder now. Imagine yourself resting on a rock like a mermaid, and then slowly coming back down to the ground. And we bring the knees back up to the top. The knees come into the chest, giving yourself a little hug. And then a circle of the knees around in space, just touching in on those hip joints. One way, and then the other. When you're ready, you're going to roll yourself up to sitting. So getting into a nice, comfortable seated position. You don't have to be sat on the floor. If you want to sit on a chair, go for it. Or maybe you don't want to sit cross-legged, that's okay. You can sit with your legs out long or maybe kneeling, just however feels best for you. But we're going to Reach the arms out in front of you and bring the right arm to cross over left. Bend the elbows and then wrap the forearms and the hands around each other. Start to squeeze the elbows up towards the ceiling. Just going to go on the side so you can see. So reach the elbows up and away. And hopefully you may, well, it depends. You may feel a stretch through your neck, the top of your shoulders, maybe through or across the inside edges of those shoulder blades. One more breath. Slowly unraveling. You're reaching your arms long out wide in that T shape. Now, when you reach towards the right, your right arm is going to create external rotation and the left arm will create internal rotation. So we move the rib cage as we go to reach to the right and we create external rotation. So external rotation with the right arm and internal rotation with the left. Then we come back to center. Same side, we rotate and we move the rib cage across. It's a gliding motion here. One more. And release. Arms come out in front, left arm over right, bend the elbows, wrap the arms, and the elbows reach away. Breathe here. One more breath. Unraveling the arms and reaching them long, this time moving to the left. External rotation with the left arm, internal rotation with the right. So there's a folding or a rotation forwards with that right arm, and we come back to center and unravel. Sliding the rib cage across the top of the hips, or on top of the pelvis. One more. Release. Nice. Give the arms and the shoulders a good shake and a wiggle, however feels best for you. There's no instructions for this part. And then wrap the arms across, giving yourself a nice hug. And you bend the forehead down, chin to chest. Take a few breaths. And then thank your body for coming to the mat, for slowing down. Thank your mind for calming down. And thank your breath for always being there to support you. Finish with a breath in through the nose and a sigh out through the mouth. Breathing in. Sighing out, let the arms go. And then you are ready to step back into your day. Thank you so much.